Thanks to the support as a channel member, Gareth Davies. Well, we've not had an episode called Backdoor Kev yet this series, so it's time for Backdoor Kev. Hopefully it's time for Backdoor Kev. Hello and welcome to part 27 of the Tour de France. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have our final two games of the regular season. We're at home against Niort and away against Le Havre. And as you can see, since you were last with me, we have tumbled out of the playoffs. After thinking we'd turned things around in the last episode with those two wins, we've then gone on to lose two, draw one of the subsequent three games. It's the reverse of that thing I get accused of sometimes. Oh, you always seem to win off camera. Apparently, at the moment, I can only win on camera. As you can see from this run of form that goes all the way back to December, the only wins have been in episodes. I don't know why. You lot are obviously better at this than I am. But it does mean the league table now looks like this, and the playoffs are very much a long shot. 2 games to go. We're 4 points behind. We do have a better goal difference. We've just got to win both of our games and hope that some Sochaux, Montpellier, these guys, Omar's lot, we need to hope that they lose both their games. I don't know who they're playing. Who are they playing? They're away against Bastia, who are not very good. And on the final day, we're away against Le Havre, who are already in the playoffs. This isn't looking good for us, is it? Well, ever comes some against Guignam, so they've got 2 mid-table. I mean, I think we're probably missing out on the playoffs, which some of you did say in the comments yesterday is probably for the best. We're not ready for the step up to the next league, and I do get that. I just worry that with so many players being sold out from under us already, that if we get stuck in this league for any length of time, we're just going to turn into a club that has all these wonderful youth players coming through. We still have a lovely conveyor belt of youth players, but I just worry they're all just going to get sold out from under us before we get to actually establish them and use them for ourselves. Whereas a promotion means that these lot aren't all going to end up leaving the club. But it would lead to an immediate relegation. There's no way we'd be in a position to stay up. But obviously next year, we're not going to have David Carter or Michael Oliver. Plus, we're likely to have to sell more in the summer because we are overdrawn. I'm not sure. I'm sure in my head, there's 4 million of money coming in at some point. What I don't know is if it comes in at the end of the season, Premier League style, or if it's being drip fed to us over the course of the season. The TV revenue, that £4 million of TV revenue, we've already had 3.8 million of it. So that isn't coming in. That's already come in. And despite bringing in 3.8 million pounds of TV revenue and selling £1.5 million worth of players, we're still overdrawn, which is bonkers, really. But we are. And I don't think there's a big chunk of cash going to be coming in at the end of the year. Do we have prize money in this league? If we just click on there, is there any mention of prize money anywhere? I think we're going to have to sell again this summer. I'd really like to get promoted, is the bottom line. So this is the team we're putting out there for the game against Niort. We've got Mandrea in goal, a back four of Cisse, Deleste, Moltenes and Abdallah, Rano at the base of the midfield, Sanat and Keita ahead of him, Gotan and Lemina as the wide players supporting Tutu, who, let's face it, might as well not be here. Because, I mean, you have to scroll to see the last time our striker scored a goal. He has 1 goal in his last 17 appearances. He's averaging a 6.66 in his last 17 appearances. Our striker, the best attacking player at the club. I mean, it's pretty clear where we need to strengthen this summer, whatever league we're in. And let's face it, we're going to be in this league, but stranger things have happened. I am very much up for a backdoor Kev situation if one should present itself to me. So we need to be keeping an eye on what's going on in the other game as well, which has already been ripped away from me, so we can't actually see what's going on. Tutu's won a header there, though, and Keita bursting out of midfield plays Tutu in. I told you he was good. I've always had faith in that boy. I can't believe you lot doubted him. What a man. Gabriel 2-2 has scored to put us ahead. Ligue beckons. What a man. What a manager. Oh, it's all coming together. What a player. 1-0 to us. What's going on in the other game? It's 0-0 there. So if things end up like this, and I know there's a long way to go, but if things end up like this, we go into the final day only 2 points behind with a better goal difference. That would be a delicious situation for us to be in. The only way it could be even better than that is if that happens and Bastia have scored. Oh, my word. It's happening. It's happening, boys and girls. We're off to the promised land. Maltanes playing it all the way back to Mandrea. Oh, my word. Can you imagine this team in the same division that Mbappe's in? It's going to be ridiculous. Gotam to 2-2 again. Gabriel 2-2 has woken up. He's back. I came back from my holidays yesterday, as I mentioned. 2-2's come back from his today. He had a delayed flight. They've been all over the media lately. Gabriel 2-2 had a delayed flight. He's now back. It's no coincidence that Kingsley Gotan is back in the side and pulling out the assists as well. We've missed him in this second half of this season, and it's very nice to have him back. And he's over 7.7, our captain, leading by example. We are 2-0 up. We will check in again as soon as we can on what's going on in the other game. What we don't need here is a red card, because we've been in good positions a couple of times in recent matches and then got a red card and thrown it all away. So we do need to be wary of that. Oh, my word. Defensive shenanigans going on at the back there. And 2-2 was almost in for an inexplicable first half hat-trick. Gotan showing why I love him so much. And Cisse playing it into 2-2, who is in. He's going to get his hat-trick. 2-2 has a hat-trick. This man, he likes me to pick on him. He loves being bullied. When I picked on him last week, he scored the greatest goal you've ever seen as I was picking on him. Today, I lay into him before kickoff, and he's done us a first half hat-trick. I just need to ruin him on a regular basis. Gabriel 2-2. It's 3-0 to Tor. We need half-time scores, please. What's going on in the other matches? Here we go. We have paused so we can have a look. It is still 1-0 to Bastia, so we are only 1 point behind as it stands right now, going into that final day. That is doable. That is a situation that we can work with. We'd be comfortable with that. Abdullah is injured, so we're going to have to take him off. We've not really got a right back to bring on. This is what I mean about things starting to get derailed and go wrong. David Carter's going to have to come on and play right back, which is not ideal, but let's face it, he's a fancy pants, top flight player these days. In his final days at the club, he's never really broken into our team, which both him and Michael Oliver, neither of them have ever been regular starters for us. They've been signed purely for their potential at these clubs that they're going to. And it does make me hope that there's an opportunity for us to bring them back on loan again, as they're not going to be starting wherever they're going. Why am I making loads of changes? This is what I do. We know this is what I do. There you go. We'll make 4 changes now. But they're not going to be going into their new clubs and starting. So I'd like to think we'd be able to bring them back in. Oh, Bastia are 3-0 up. They're doing us a massive favour, both in terms of today, but also in terms of giving them a good walloping to get them ready for losing again on the last day. We're going to rest 2-2. What a performance from 2-2 today. He has single-handedly put us back into the playoff hunt. I mean, I will put the proviso on there that I've lost 15 consecutive playoffs across multiple saves. So even if we do sneak into these playoffs, which is, remember, it's still very unlikely. We're facing Le Havre on the last day. But if we do sneak it into these playoffs, we're going to lose them anyway. So let's try not to get too carried away. But this is an inexplicable turnaround in form from us. From misery, off-camera misery, we're now back in front of you lot again, playing utterly... I mean, this is what it was like in yesterday's episode. We were just dominating, scoring goals, not conceding, looking great. Camera goes off. Yeah, we're going to lose now. I hate them. I hate my players. I hate every one of them. Especially 2-2. There's no point picking on him now. He's not on the pitch. Strongly dislike him. Hope he's listening. Someone let him know, because he needs to know that I don't like him going into the final day, because then he's going to prove me wrong and make me fall in love with him all over again. And I will. I'm weak. Oh, can we have full time in this? I'm still a little nervous. I'd like the manager, Kev, on the touchline there is actually looking at his watch. He's had enough. I've had enough. We want to know what's gone on in the other match because there's always the chance of a turnaround in that one to ruin my day. But at the moment, Babai is in behind. Kaita bursting into the area again. Kaita thought he was going to make it 5. He's been fantastic since he's been able to take on a more prominent role in the midfield when Vaquero left. But we'll take it. 4-0. Didn't see that coming. And we'll just double check with the final scores in the league table. But I think this is on. Backdoor Kev is on, boys and girls. We've got a far superior goal difference. We've now got momentum riding with us. We just need to hope Le Havre resting players ready for the playoffs. That would be the sensible thing for them to do, because not only does that mean they then get to have fresher players when they get into the playoffs, but it means we get into the playoffs and we're not as good as anyone else or them. So they'd be better off with us being in there. It all makes sense. 1 point. It's doable. You think I didn't notice that guy who'd done a Mick Powell, don't you, when I went on the dev centre? I noticed him. I went back and had a look. This guy's spectacular. Ulrich Nguema, a right winger, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potentially, came through our youth team 2 years ago. Obviously wasn't all that at the time, because no one picked him as their name in the game player, which the good ones, David Carter, Stephen Boyd, they get picked by name in the game channel members. So he probably wasn't even showing his 5-star potential back then. But now I've promoted him to the first team squad. He's the 3rd best player in the squad on current ability, having come from absolutely nowhere. If we look at his progress this season, what's gone on here? What is happened? I don't know. These are just attribute changes in the last month. Don't know what's gone on there. He's on the bench because I couldn't just bring him straight into the team and use him. He is on the bench. He might be our answer at striker. He's probably not quick enough. He realistically probably is going to end up playing out on the right-hand side. He'd be a lovely support striker if we go to 2 up top. Him playing alongside someone in the good old Juan Jose role would be a thing of beauty at 6'2". We might have to change the system to accommodate this guy next year. If he's even here, I imagine he's going to be sold over the summer because that's just what we do. But I'm excited. You never know. He might be the star of the playoffs yet. We have got 2 suspensions for this game. Abdullah and Renault both suspended. So Sana drops back to right back and we're going with Kaita, Traore and Carter in midfield as some changes from the previous match. It says 7 changes. We played a friendly. There was a 2-week gap between these 2 matches. Normally when I say we're doing fitness friendlies, I actually mean I'm trying to cheese the morale and I want a big win. That one genuinely we did do for fitness. There was a 2-week gap, no internationals played or anything like that. Seemingly no reason for the 2-week gap. So we just scheduled a friendly against Portuguese Tour, one of our local rivals, and just played a few players, made sure everybody was match fit coming into this very important final game of the season, which, remember, if we win, we still need a result in the other game, and Le Havre are one of the teams already in the playoffs. And Gabriel Tutu, I do not know what's got into him, other than the fact I hate his guts. He's scored again. 4th goal of the episode. We're 1-0 up inside the first 15 minutes of this match. Good work from Cisse. Carter slotting it into Traore, and then the mistake from their defender, and Tutu is there to pounce on it. He's clearly feeling good at the moment, and at the moment, this puts us into 5th place and back in the playoffs. We are relying on Guignamp doing us a favour by at least holding the other lot to a draw. We don't need this to happen. Le Havre should just be letting us in because we're weak. We're cowards. We'll lose the playoffs. Just let us play in them. We want the experience. We don't want to see your replay. And that pushes us back out of things. And FCSM are now 1-0 up over Guignamp as well. And I feel like the dream is slowly slipping away over the course of a couple of minutes in this first half. There's been a big change around in what's going on here. There's the confirmation of their goal going in. And all of a sudden, it looks a little bit harder. And the dream might just be slipping away from us. All we can do is try and win our game. If we win our game, we can end the season with our heads held high, hopefully have a half-decent summer. And by what I mean by that is not sell anybody, maybe strengthen with the odd free transfer here and there, and hope a couple more players do a Mick Powell and are ready for the first team next year out of this excellent youth setup that we've got, and see how we measure up. But I really wanted to play in the playoffs. I really want to break the curse one day. I am getting fed up with the fact that I'm forever losing them. There's got to be a save at some point where I do get to win a playoff, but I guess it's not going to be this one because it's looking more and more like we're not going to get into the playoff. Should we bring on the youngster to play up front alongside Tutu? We said, shall we change the system to accommodate him? Should we do it right now in the middle of this match? Maybe not. If Tutu scores again and he's in again and Tutu makes it 5 in the episode, I don't know what's going on anymore. And all of a sudden we are ahead again in the game and all eyes back on Show, because if Guignamp gets an equaliser against them, while we're ahead in this game, we are back in the playoffs. Oh, I'm going to get a nosebleed. This is all too stressful. I can't cope with all this nonsense. Just let us in the playoffs or put us out of our misery. I'd prefer if we were 3-0 down at this point, because at least then the dream's dead. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh, Mandrea has been comfortably beaten there. What a tackle. Who is that? Maltenis with a stunning saving tackle. His clearance is absolute poppycock, but he's just kept us in the hunt there with that excellent challenge. FCSM still 1-0 up over Guignamp. We need that Guignamp equaliser, or else all this counts for nothing but pride. I mean, we like pride. Tutu's going to get another hat-trick, isn't he? I mean, I would like to point out, if he'd have done this at any point in the last 6 months, we wouldn't be in this mess in the first place. The whole reason things went wrong is because he stopped scoring. It does make me think if we can pick up a proper, consistent striker for next season, the actual fundamentals, the basics of this team are about there. We just need a goal scorer because we create a lot of chances. So many of these games we were drawing and losing, we were creating more chances. We were having more possession. We were just unlucky to be missing out. Almost to the point where, you know, how Football Manager conspiracy theory incoming. You know how sometimes when you're overperforming your squad and you're doing too well for the players that you've got, and the game just says, actually, you're doing too well. No. And it just stops you scoring goals, or makes you concede silly goals. And previously good goalkeepers turn rubbish. Previously great strikers stop scoring. I wonder if we just reached the, you're not getting promoted this season limit, and it just held 2-2 back because of it. And now there's no chance of us getting through. It's like, well, he can start playing to his best again now. It's fine. It doesn't mean anything. Conspiracy theory over. Do I believe it? I don't know if I do. Right. We are probably not going to make a lot of changes because we are winning. We don't have any central midfielders left. They've all been sold or got suspended. So we've just got a bench full of wingers and strikers and a moustache. We're just going to leave it there, I think. Or make more changes if we need to. But at the moment, we're 2-1 up against a team who are comfortably better than we are. Let's not rock the boat too much. Mandrea collects from the flick on and lumps it forward, looking for Tutu, who is on a hat-trick for the second match in a row. Tutu is in here. He's had to take it wide, plays it into Traore, though, and there is the third goal. We just need that Guignamp equaliser. We have done everything that was required of us in this episode. We have played fantastically in 2 matches. Tutu is playing out of his skin. If I know Football Manager the way I think I know Football Manager, I feel like there's another twist in the tail yet. And hopefully it's a twist in the shape of 2 late Guignamp goals. They've got one back. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. They've got one back. We're just looking at our team again, taking off tired legs. Odebert can come on the left-hand side. We're going to take off Tutu. No, of course, we're not going to take off Tutu. I don't care how tired he is. I really want to get Ungamer on. We're going to bring him on the right-hand side. I want to look at him. I just want to sit and look. Just look at him. See what he's about. At 3-1 up in the most important game in the history of the club, why not bring a 17-year-old just to have a look at him? Traore's in again here. He's already scored 1. He's grabbed himself a second one. We're 4-1 up here. We have done everything we needed to do in these final 2 matches. it's earlier season mistakes that end up costing us. Oh, I almost had an aneurysm there when the Greenyamp goal flashed up. It was the one we already knew about. So it's 2-1 there. We just need them to grab an equaliser, a late equaliser for them, and we do leap up into that playoff place, and I don't think it's going to happen. We are running out of time. We are into the 90th minute. Tutu's going to try and grab himself his late hat-trick. But I think we've just got about as close as you can get. And at least we go into the new season in relatively half-decent form, I guess. We've played well in these last couple of matches against decent teams. Traore's in for a hat-trick here. Traore's had a fantastic game. Where's he appeared from? A hat-trick on the final day for Traore out of central midfield. We're playing very, very well today. We just need Greenyamp. Can we send one of these goals down to them? That must be a thing, surely. Let them have a go. Oh, they've conceded. The dream is over, boys and girls. We've finished 6th. We did everything. We did everything. We just did everything. But alas, it wasn't quite enough for a backdoor Kev moment. 2-2, just rocking a 10 out of 10, because why not? Oh, I don't understand that, man. I'm still replacing him this summer. He's so inconsistent. Oh, look how close we were. Just one of those draws. If just one of those draws had been a win. We went 3 matches there where we couldn't score a goal. And then 2-2 woke up. If he'd have just scored 1 goal somewhere in there, we'd be in the playoffs now. But we're not. For the first time in the series, we end the season without a promotion, and we have to do it all again next year. And like I say, the goal for tomorrow's transfer window isn't necessarily to bring anybody fancy in, because we're unlikely to have the money to do it. The goal is to not sell anybody else. See if we can keep this young team together. We've got a lot of talent in this development centre. Cyril Faure will hopefully be ready to play for us next year. He's already 2.5 stars of current ability at 16 years old. We've already got Ndai that we've just brought through, and there's a couple more here with a lot of potential who maybe are going to be ready to make that step up. So we need to be having a good solid look at the development centre over the course of the summer. But it is a summer that we're starting with a little bit of sadness because we didn't manage to achieve backdoor Kev, and it's very, very sad. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.